Alrighty, folks, I want to talk to you about fake Shure microphones. I recently bought a pair of SM58s on a website called wish.com from their app. These supposedly Shure SM58 mics cost me $26 for the pair, shipped from China. Upon receiving them, I noticed right out of the bag, these things are light, very light. But we'll get into that in a minute. The U.S. Customs Service supposedly has safeguards in place to prevent counterfeit items from getting into the United States. These sat in customs down at the International Reception Center in Los Angeles for a week. And they were cleared and sent and delivered to my door. They have a web page dedicated to that service. They're trying to stamp out counterfeits from coming into the United States from outside our shores. And yeah, let's take a look at those web pages. Now, the advertisements online on Wish are stolen right off of the Shure website and other distributors, legitimate distributors of Shure products. The advertisements, the photographs, everything is authentic Shure. But these are not. These are not Shure microphones. Let's say I'll show you the advertisements that I was looking at. I'll show you the photographs. Now, there are several ways, there's several things to look for when looking for a counterfeit Shure microphone. Okay, one is definitely the weight. I mean, I have a real Beta 58, okay, which is basically same body and everything as a SM58. It's just a little more sensitive than the 58. And I mean, this microphone, hold it in your hand, is quite a bit heavier than this microphone, which arrived today from China. That's number one. Number two, let's see if you can see this. You see how you got that indented jack, and it kind of, then you got the body around it? Okay, that's wrong. It shouldn't be like that. Here's a Beta. It should be one piece with the jack inside the one thick piece of metal. That's part of the reason why it's so light. Number two, these have no transformer in the body, which means it's not a low-Z mic. It's not going to keep the resistance of this microphone at 600 ohms, which is what they need to be low Z. It's wired straight from the connector right up to the element. Another thing to look for is the wire coloring. All Shure microphones of this type use a yellow and green wires going from, white and green wires going from the transformer, which would be here in the middle of the body somewhere, and then up to the element. So if you were to unscrew this piece right here, you would see the wiring inside coming from the transformer in the body going up to the element. The wiring in here is green and red. You know, that's another thing. And I mean, sound. You know, let's hold on a second. This is a Beta 58. It sounds completely different. Very similar microphone to an SM58. It's just a little more sensitive, that's all. And I think it might have a little bit wider bandwidth, but basically very similar microphone. Sounds completely different from what I just unplugged. That was the authentic Shure. This is the Chinese counterfeit. I'm sure you can hear the difference. Now, here's one of the biggest things that I noticed. I'm going to go over here to my board. You're going to love this. If you plug these things into a XLR jack that has phantom power enabled, which is what we'd use for condenser microphones for recording in the studio. I turn on the phantom power on the board. Can you hear that? That's because these things are not set up in the body correctly. They do not have the diode to protect them, and they do not have the transformer. And that's why you're hearing that buzz. So let's look at the photographs I took of stuff when I unpacked it, and then when I opened up the microphone, and yeah. Okay, so there you have it. Chinese counterfeit Shure SM58 mics. You can get SM58s, you can get SM57s, you can get Beta 58s. You can get all kinds of stuff. The Chinese are counterfeiting everything that we made great. And what they're not trying to do it justice either. They're just doing lookalikes. They don't function the way the actual real devices function. They're not of the same quality that the actual real devices are. It's junk. You know, save your money. Don't buy this crap coming out of China that claims to be a Gibson Les Paul or a Rickenbacker or a Shure SM58. Like I said, it was only $26. I knew they were counterfeit when I ordered them, but I wanted to see how bad they could be. You know, $26 shipped from China for 2 microphones. I mean, they work. I mean, for doing like backing vocals or something, you know, they'll do the job. But yeah, save your money, folks. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching, and God bless. Peace.